What is up, YouTube land? So today I'm going to be changing the chain on my chainsaw. Full disclosure, I've never actually done this before, but it shouldn't be too complicated. All right, so first off, I have a Greenworks 18-inch right here. So this one is toolless, so I just unscrew this and the whole thing comes off. So first off, I'm going to give this a clean. So if I pull this down. All right, so there you are. That looks pretty clean. All right, so this is the old chain, and I'm going to be replacing it with this new chain. Okay, and just double checking, both chains are the same length. Now, when changing the chains, there are some specifications. Now, for this model, I'll put up what those specifications are. And this chain was the original chain that came with the Greenworks chainsaw, but I am going to be opting out for this Oregon chain instead. So looking at the chain, see this little bit right here? This little part is what does the actual sawing. So you want to orientate this piece to be at top and to go forward along with the motion of the chain. Think of this little sharp bit as kind of like an arrow. So that's the indicator that this should be pointing forwards. I don't know how it is on other people's chainsaws, but mine even has a little diagram indicating the direction that it should be going in. All right, so what I'm going to do first is I have the tensioner set pretty far back, and then I'm going to take my chain here and let's see, I got to flip this over. Okay. And here on the blade, again, it also tells you what type of chain to use, and it also gives you another diagram of the direction that it should go in. There is a groove that sits in the blade, so I'm going to set the chain into that groove first, just to get it started here a little bit. Okay, bring it over here. Use this to kind of prop it up a little bit to help me out. And then I'm going to sit this back behind the gear and then let the chain sit in the grooves of the gear. I'm going to slide the blade forward until it drops. Okay, there it is. So now I'm going to move the tensioner towards the front until this blade is able to drop on it. Okay, now it's lined up, so I'll press that down. It's just a little bit flush right there. And then now I can go ahead and put the rest of the chain into the groove. Okay, that looks pretty good right there. And it looks like I have everything in place. The teeth are all slotted into the grooves of the gear here. The chain is sitting in the groove of the blade. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the cap, and the cap is going to hold everything in place. All right, it's pretty snug right there. I don't feel any play. Now I just have to add tension to my chain here. So if it sags like this, it means it's too loose. So you need to add more tension. Okay. Now with this, you don't want it too tight because then it causes too much friction and it won't be able to spin freely enough. So you don't want it too tight. What you want to do is you want to back off of it just a little bit to where you get a little sag. Now you still want it to snap though, okay? That's the key thing. You don't want it super tight. You still want to be able to pull it down enough to where you get a little bit of a gap there, and it should spring back. That's about the right amount of play that you want in this. If it sags, again, add more tension. And if it's too tight and you can't really pull this out, you can't really pull down on the chain, it's too tight, so you need to release some tension. Okay, but that right there looks pretty good in my opinion. Okay, and then I'm just going to give it one final twist to lock everything in place, and that should be good. And again, double check, make sure that the chain is going in the right direction. All right, so there you go. That was my first time replacing a chain on my chainsaw. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This has been Houseful of Journeys. Take care, people.